All right, Barry, thank you so much. Bautista's anger was veiled. He said, yes, we're disappointed, but hey, maybe they believe in us. What do you take from his disenchantment?
Well, I think he has every right to be upset. The Blue Jays missed an opportunity to get better, plain and simple. You know what? We'll never know what the price tags were. It's double top secret. It's just one of those things. They, in my opinion, have really missed the boat here. I think a lot of teams were very aggressive. The Jays, I don't think, were aggressive enough, or either that or they just didn't have the stomach for it because of the price tags. Bottom line is, I look at the situation. It's staring you right in the face. Boston went from worst to first and back to worst. The Blue Jays were the worst team in the American League East. They were flirting with number one. They were there for 41 days. Now they're back in second place. There's no guarantee that this group of players is going to repeat the level of success that they're enjoying this year. And so that being said, today was the day. This was your window of opportunity to go out. And when I look at some of the names that moved around, Tampa Bay getting Nick Franklin and Drew Smyly for a guy like David Price. Are you telling me that Aaron Sanchez and Anthony Gose aren't as good as those two guys as far as a pitcher and a position player? You look at Boston dealing Lester for Yoenis Cespedes. In fact, we'll throw Johnny Gomes in as well. You look at some of the other deals that went under the radar. Arizona getting rid of Martin Prado for a guy named Pete O'Brien, and a player to be named later. It doesn't seem like the price tags were all that steep, in my opinion. So I'm wondering, and we'll never know, what exactly just transpired.
It sounds as if the other teams out there with players to deal don't like the players the Blue Jays have.
That's highly likely. That is highly likely. I mean, we've talked ad nauseum about what an epic fail the scouting department and the player development department have had over the last decade. They haven't been able to develop any impact players. And, you and I both know Alex Anthopoulos. I guarantee you echo my sentiment as well. I think if there was a deal to be made that he thought was going to make this team better, he probably would have done it. But the point is that they just don't have the prospects. And either way, unfortunately, it falls back on him because if the system isn't loaded enough to go out and make that deal when the time comes, because he said there was plenty of money to spend, then whose fault is it? Who can we point the finger at to say, there should have been enough prospects in the minor league system. There should have been enough quality players in the system to be able to go out and get that difference maker in a deal today. And it didn't happen, and it should have happened.
As he said, too many teams were asking for most of our players on the 25-man roster who are making contributions at the major league level right now.
Well, yeah, but that's just silly. I mean, why would a team say the Blue Jays go and get rid of guys that are making massive contributions at the big league level when you're trying to get better to position yourself for postseason baseball? You're trying to add, not subtract. And so they either didn't have the prospects in order to get some of the names out there, like Samardzija, like Lester, like David Price. Because I know, for me, if I look at this situation as I do and I say, now's the time, this team hasn't been good enough to make the postseason in back-to-back years since the early 90s, I'm going for it. I'm absolutely emptying the farm if I absolutely have to get that one difference-maker player. I'll go to the other general manager and say, what's it going to take?
Interesting. Well, the Blue Jays will have to deal with what they have.